The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
We are live. We're just not live in the same stream. Hello. If you tell everybody that's on the other one to come over here, if they go to my channel, chaps, they'll see that we are live. It's a very, very weird thing that we've never had happen to us before, and that is that it was live, but it wasn't live. Very odd. But Twitch got an extra 30 seconds for free, so good on you, Twitch guys. We talked about our favourite songs of the old days, and Ray gave the best giveaway I've ever... Ray actually gave a giveaway for 20 seconds to win a car. Nobody was here. Can't believe it.
No,
terrible.
missed out.
Raymond and Wilhelm, how are you guys?
Really well.
Doing
really
great. Doing great.
Looking
Today would have been my dad's 72. Oh my God, 72nd birthday.
Wow.
Yeah. So happy birthday, Dad.
Yeah,
May you rest
happy
in
30
peace.
to Ray's dad.
Thank you.
He's having some celestial cake with a bunch
Yes.
of very attractive angels serving him
Yes.
it on a plate. I'm absolutely
Yes.
sure if he's anything like his son, he'd be at least doing that.
Thank God.
At least. At
Thank
the
God
least,
your
Rob.
thank God your goldfish is not attending the party either.
Yes.
Oh, mate, my
Yes.
goldfish, Rosie, oh Rosie, yeah, she was out of here. I mean, she checked out the little goldfish heaven, and she
I could
was a
see you
goner.
with your little light and your glasses and your little paddles. Clear!
yeah, yeah.
That's right.
No, we genuinely thought she'd gone. And the weird thing is, she'd been like it for the whole day. In fact, the night before. And the wife and I both said, she's look at her. She's kind of like was just like flapping over a log in the tank. There was no life. And every so often she'd like jolt a bit. I don't know what the hell was going on. And then after the show on Friday, I went out and she was swimming about going, nee, 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 nee. So no idea. And she's been amazing ever since, Ray. Weird. But actually, that's funny that you mentioned that, because the entire show today, including the beginning, is all about life after death. How bizarre is that? The irony never started with the show. So apologies, guys, for having to flip across from what was the designated stream to this one. But the name's the same and the personalities haven't changed. Of course, we left David in the other stream. So
Yes.
he's in there on his own. He's locked away.
Well, he will find his way. He does have a lighthouse. I'm not just
Oh,
saying.
true.
Yeah.
Very true. Now, David's still in the throes of moving. As you remember, it's been a bit of a long-term saga for the last couple of weeks, and he's got no internet today because they've switched it off in order to switch it on in his other abode, his new abode. But he'll be back with us next week, and he sends his love to you all, as we do as well. So finally, chaps, how's your week been?
Cold. Let's go with SPG.
Super cold, man. It's been -30 for like 3 days now. So very cold.
30.
Wow.
Yeah.
I haven't a clue what that means, but it sounds cold.
It is. Like we have to put
yeah, it's
little
very cold.
boots on our dog's feet because it's so cold outside. That's how cold.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. What's it like where you are, Ray? It's not that cold, is it?
No, it's like about 43 and it's sunny, but we are getting some rain on Friday. We are going to get some rain on Friday, but no, it's sunny.
Not too bad, though.
No, not bad.
Yeah,
It's
not too
good.
bad.
It was cold morning, real cold morning.
Wow. Oh, that can't be right. I'm just putting minus 30. You're Fahrenheit, you guys, aren't you?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So,
yes.
see there
It when you look it up, Rock, you'll go,
Yeah.
oh, he's full of it. No, that's
I'm
how
not,
cold it
mate,
is.
because I've put it into my Microsoft Edge browser in its translator. I've gone with temperature, right, converter, and I've put minus 30 Fahrenheit, and it says it's minus 34 Celsius. What you talking about, Microsoft? Get out of here! So ruined. I'll never know. It's got to be no. I mean, either way, minus 30. I mean, that's got to be the coldest it dropped for us was about minus 4 Celsius, which I don't know what that is Fahrenheit. It's 3, is it minus 15, something like that?
What is with all this with the conversions and the time zones?
Oh, I
Come
don't
on.
know. You guys deviated. We had a plan. Our plan lasted for hundreds of years. You decided to deviate. It's not our problem. Actually, that's not true because, of course, we were Fahrenheit. When I was a kid, we were Fahrenheit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was our European membership that we
Changed
decided
it.
to go metric. Yeah. See, my kids talk about kilometers and kilos and stuff. I don't have a clue, mate. What? Tell me. Talk to me in pounds and feet and miles and that's what I want. Old timer. Let's say hi to a few of the beautiful folk in the chat. Ray, it's only Doragon. We've unbroken it.
I figured something else out, Rock. I have old man eyes. I need glasses. I went and got tested, and I certainly do. I need glasses.
Yeah.
Oh.
But for what? For close up or distance?
Far away. Yeah.
Oh,
and
right.
coincidentally, my monitors are like 2 arms length away from me. So,
Yeah.
doing the old man squint, if you know what I'm saying.
I tell you, bring them closer, you'd be amazed at the resolution that you didn't know you had. I got some as well, actually, but I'm literally like a -1. I mean, it's nothing. It's close-up stuff, and I can quite happily do without them, but it's just not pin sharp. So I bought some that are all glass with just a slight bit at the bottom that's just enough to bring it sharp into sharp.
Well, they told me I was a couple points away from having it on my license, required glasses for driving. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm not there yet, but
No.
yeah, I'm definitely getting them.
I think they don't they if it's distance, don't they improve with age? And if you're at your close up, it gets worse with age. Is that how it works? I think something like that.
I don't even know how nearsighted and farsighted works. I know it's
No.
different than you would think, but I think I'm nearsighted. I think that's what you would
okay.
say. I think.
Yeah, short-sighted is when your sight is short, and long-sighted is when you're. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. Joe says we're looking good on both Twitch and YouTube, which is awesome. Thank you, Joe. And good to see you, my friend. Young vet. Now, I said this before. Nobody heard. I said, did you know Vet is training to be a stand-up comedian? The trouble is, the quality of his jokes mean his audience will be standing up and leaving a lot sooner than him. Bless you, my friend. He said, put out a joke about Pangea, and he showed like a flat Earth in a pan. And I'm thinking, but wasn't Pangea the name of the continent when all the continents were together? So, yeah. If you're a geography or history nerd, don't look at that joke. It doesn't work. Ray, SPG, and Rokk, the three amigos.
Yes.
That was a good film, wasn't it? That was
Yes,
Steve
it was.
Martin and
Marty
who was
Chevy
Short,
Chase?
Marty Short.
Marty Short and Chevy Chase. Is Chevy Chase with us still? Was he?
Yeah, I think he's still alive.
Is he?
He's still
Yep.
he's still with us.
He doesn't do much these days, though, does he? Does he turn up in? No, he's retired. Well, I mean, he probably made enough. He doesn't need to, does he?
He's still getting royalties for a lot of movies he did, and plus
fair
Saturday
enough.
he did set the very first Saturday Night Live out here.
They all. I was looking a couple of days ago at like Adam Sandler and the guy from Zoolander. I've forgotten his name. All of them started in Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
And now they're like, I mean, Sandler's worth $440 million.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just like a skunk works for comics, isn't it? For comedians.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure
Chevy
is.
Chase, as you said. The dude, I mean, Steve Martin, I think, was Saturday Night Live.
David
Wasn't
Spade, Chris Farley, all these
Marty,
people
I
came
think
from there.
Marty
Yeah.
Short is actually doing a show with Selena Gomez and Steve
Oh.
Martin. They do mysteries, and I think it's I don't know if it's on the Hulu channel, one of those subscriptions out there. But yeah,
Yeah.
they do. He's got a show.
Check him out. I love Steve Martin. It's so good. Do you remember that Cyrano de Bergerac thing he did when he had a long
Something
nose?
a
I
lot
like
of people
the
don't
jerk.
know. Steve
Chuck was
Martin.
good.
Steve Martin can pick a mean banjo.
Yes,
That guy is
he's
a
an
musician,
awesome
and he's
banjoist,
very
isn't he?
good. Yeah.
Yeah, he is. He's a genius. He's a real Renaissance man. Is young Martin. Twisted Barber. How you cutting, dude? What up? What up? Still absolutely gutted. Oh, mate, don't. You had to bring it
I
back.
know.
We'd got over it. Why?
We're past it. Yeah.
Why? If you
Yeah.
hang around, actually, as it turns out, I think it was the day of the demise, wasn't it? We actually got her this week on Stadia. Do you remember, guys? A couple of weeks ago. It was
Yeah.
most weird. Yeah. We got Gig to Sneak. Hey-o. Good to see you, my friend. Rosie preferred Home to Heaven. So she came back. Honestly, this whole show, we'll get there in a minute, it's about resurrection. It's really, really weird. So the show, we started on YouTube and it didn't happen for some reason. So we had to resurrect it in a new stream. And then we talked about Rosie and she went up and came back. There's more to come. It is, you wait and see. Hey, rockers, make sure to smash that like button. Cheers, buddy. Thank you so
Thumb
much.
up. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you so much. David is like a wart on the butt. Why? Poor David. Oh, bless him. What's he done? What's he done to offend you? This week has been 83 years long. Isn't it funny how you get weeks like that? But the thing is, mate, it's only Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not even started yet.
Got another 80 days to go.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you got another 180 days to go. You could take it to the end. Maker of chaos. How are you, buddy? Yo, yo, yo. We don't trust Twisted Barber. Oh, it's this David he's on about. David, we don't trust Twisted Barber's KEKW. What does that mean? You guys are down with the kids. What does that stand with?
Oh, don't ask me.
I heard one earlier. I had a client get in touch and say, "Oh, can we have a meeting to sort out my email?" I'm thinking, every time you've said, "Can you sort out my email?" you've been the issue. And I said to one of my guys, it's true. I said, I hope they're not watching. I said to one of my guys, "Can you set up a meeting, mate, and just have a chat? Because honestly, it won't be our problem." And what was it he said? Oh, it's PBUKW. And I'm thinking, what? He said, "Oh, it's PUB." I'm thinking, what? And then I worked it out. Problem between keyboard and mouse, or no, keyboard and user. That was it.
Really?
problem
Wow.
between user and keyboard. PBUK. Here you
I
go.
don't know.
I thought that was quite clever.
Don't know that
No,
one.
not adopting that one. Ray's not having that one.
Don't
I
know
could have
that one.
Googled that and not figured that out.
See, actually, Joe says it's correct. It is minus 34 degrees centigrade. Mate, that's ridiculously cold.
Yeah, it's Arctic Circle weather.
Wow.
Like, for real.
I take it back, Microsoft. You were correct. I thought, no, it can't be that cold. That's
Exactly.
like you go for a pee and someone has to snap you off the fence.
Rock, believe it or not, I got my boots were sticking to the ground. They weren't wet.
No.
Yeah, it's that cold. Like it's
Wow.
if there's any moisture at all, it freezes, man. It's cold.
Crikey.
Jesus.
You wouldn't go out, would you, in that? Would you?
Hell no.
No,
Sadly
stay in.
enough, my
Ray
wife has to get up every morning at 6:30 and go start her
There's
truck
people-
and go to work. So
But
Get
to be
out.
fair, there is, believe it or not, there is people that adapt to that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've
They
seen
live in it.
I've seen people go to football games with no shirt on in weather like that and sit
Wow.
in a stadium. Jeff walks barefooted out in the snow.
yeah,
Jeff does.
he shovels. Yeah, he
but
actually
yeah.
has
No sense, no feeling, boys.
I keep telling him, though, I'd like to see him try that here, because his toes will go back inside and turn black.
Yeah.
Fall off.
Wow. Thanks for following Delina, probably. That's
Yo,
really,
Dre, thank you.
very,
Hooray.
very much.
He says, hooray, it's my birthday.
Oh,
Happy birthday, Dre!
Oh,
Happy
missed.
birthday, Dre.
Oh, wow. Thanks, Trey. Hooray, it's my birthday. 37 year old. 70, what? 7 and 30. 37. I reckon that is. Is it I could get this wrong. I think he's I think he's from Belgium. So I think that's, but it may be Denmark, or it could be Holland. It might even be Germany.
Well,
it's somewhere in Europe.
What we do know is that he's aging like a fine wine. He doesn't look
Isn't he?
over 25.
He doesn't. And he's actually carved, and I mean, not only, I said this the other day, not only did he take his family and move to a country that he didn't speak the language, and he's doing well there, but on top of that, he started a whole new career in spotting talent for soccer, for football, and he's doing exceptionally well there as well. That is entrepreneurial spirit, and hats off to him for that.
That's right.
That's what separates the boys from the older boys.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
us.
most people are too worried to even switch jobs, let alone move countries. So
That's it. You
hats
got it.
off to you, sir.
Yeah, 100%. 100. Happy birthday to you as well. Thank you so much. And look at this. It's young cowboy. What's on, guys? An old SPG.
That's right.
It's his eyes. The rest of him's really young.
Wait a
I mean,
minute.
imagine
To be
looking
fair,
that young
hold
with
on.
eyes of an old man.
Hold on. Cowboy, your eyes. I think Cowboy's colorblind.
Oh,
Well, that doesn't affect his vision.
no. Well, I don't know. He might think you're green or something. He might think
Hey,
you're Kermit.
Yeah.
Kermit's pink to Ant.
I mean-
imagine that.
I mean, he did see somebody waving in the back. He did.
Oh,
Yeah, he did.
yes. Oh, that was the funniest. This is the BBC. That was the funniest thing ever. It's purely the fact that he thought it was somebody's arm.
Well, it was that large.
I mean, he's forgiven for thinking that, to be fair. But that made me laugh. Why is he waving at me? Hi, hello.
He really wants to get in here.
That's so funny. David K, the whole temperature scale, regardless of Celsius or Fahrenheit, is wrong. That's why we're using K in science. Is that K for Kelvin? Would that be correct? Or kryptonite. It's 12 kryptonite in here. Wow, that's 3 degrees over Superman. That's a hell of a hot. I'll see you 3 capes and raise you a Batman's thong.
Yes, thong.
Yeah.
The bat thong.
He does wear. He wears kind of. They're not really budgie smugglers because you don't see much of a budgie. I'm thinking they're more like maybe a Robin Redbreast smuggler. You know, it's a sort of a smaller, more petite. Batman is big everywhere, but where it, Batgirl counts. You know what I'm saying? Miss T22,
Hey,
how are you?
Miss T22.
Just buy a bigger monitor, says Barbara. That's a good shout. Weren't you looking at those widescreen things the other day, William?
No, but I did. I do have a 65-inch in the living room, and you would
What?
think, yeah, I do, and you would think, hey, you'll be able to see that really good. No, it's still more than an arm length away, so I got to squint. I don't know, man.
Oh, mate. Oh,
Hey,
but
don't
there's nothing wrong. We've all
Just get your glasses.
get your specs on, brother.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
I need
listen.
one monocle.
All the cool kids. Hogwarts Legacy's coming out in a few days. That made
Looks
glasses cool. That little fella made glasses cool.
Well, I told my wife that the long hair is over now because glasses and long hair doesn't really go together. So.
Yeah, no, that's true. So you gotta what? Give yourself a Brazilian now, or what's the deal?
Hey, now. I'm not a glutton for punishment, my friend. But no, I'm gonna get a buzz.
Dear.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a clip. Yeah.
See, look, Dorgan, all good superheroes wear dance belts to protect their eyes from being poked out. Well, it depends what their superpower is. I was watching, you'll like this, Ray. I was watching my good friends, the Renaissance Men, last Friday, and Stuart was recalling a story when he worked with this guy who was like an ex-soldier, ex-army, and they were just sat around having their lunch. And they all said, "Oh, if you had a superpower, what superpower would you have?" And this guy said, "Russia."
Wow.
It's a superpower, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like America. Think about it, guys. Come on, let that penny drop. There's one for you, Vet.
That is, yeah. That's definitely a
I thought that was clever. Yeah. Dre says, I have the same bad eyes like SPG. No big TV helps. Just sitting closer
Yes.
or wearing glasses. There you go. Yeah, wearing glasses. The only way it can be. Doesn't matter how big it is. It's still going to be out of focus, isn't it? That's the thing. It's just going to be bigger and out of focus.
And the crazy thing is that 5 days ago I had no idea I needed glasses, and now, like after I saw it corrected, and then it's horrible. I can't believe how bad it was, and I didn't even realize.
Once you start wearing them and you appreciate the difference, particularly as you're a bit like me, I think, William. I like everything to be as optimum as I can get it.
Yes.
And that's why I bought those glasses, because quite honestly, I could get away with it, but I just want it to be as sharp as possible. As sharp as Vet's wit. That's how sharp I want it. Bless him. Oh look, it's Adam Rouster. I saw a video online of some lady wearing a bikini in negative temperatures, get into an ice bath. She broke the ice on the top. I don't know how she managed it. Like you said, Ray, you can adapt to it, can't you?
Those are polar plunges. Health nuts.
That's what he said.
Health nuts are doing that, though. It's supposed to help with recuperation and stuff like that.
Yeah, but also, though, if you're not used to it, if you go from never doing it to jumping in, you can give yourself a freaking heart attack.
Yeah.
Because there was a bunch of kids died in the UK recently, jumped into a lake of, just not a frozen lake, just a very cold lake, and 2 or 3 of them died. So, got to watch out. Don't be doing it. Right, fellas, shall we go to the session that is called Rock's Review? It's the very first section and the session of the day.
Yes.
Shall we do it?
Yes.
Let's do it. Where is it? Here it is. Hop. Oh, transition. I wish it would do it automatically. Here we are. Look at that. Do you know what? I might just put up a little banner to replace Rouster. There we are. Look, what's been happening in Next Gen and Cloud. Oh, look, there's a little bear. Oh, do you see little bear where David used to sit? His little dog, bless him. Well, third up, GoldenEye launched this week. It was a big event for anybody that's kind of 80s, 90s. Did you guys play GoldenEye back in the day?
Man.
I sure did. When I picked up my Nintendo 64, the game that I purchased with the Nintendo 64 was GoldenEye, and I played. And my roommates, we would all play the multiplayer. But my favorite was playing the single mode and just playing all night. All night.
Well, believe it or not,
I had my you remember the Rumble Pack? You put the Rumble Pack and the sniper gun, and poof, poof, poof. You had the golden. Oh my god, I love this game.
Amazing. See, I didn't see it. I didn't know it existed until recently. It wasn't a thing for me. William, you were well into it as well, weren't you? GoldenEye.
Yeah, well, but believe it or not, back in my day, we had rental stores. So you'd go to the video store and you could rent movies and you could rent games and stuff. Well, when this game came out for the Nintendo 64, a whole bunch of video stores started to get the 64s and rent them out because this was the first major multiplayer experience. And what I mean by that is it was the first first-person shooter that you and up to 3 friends could run around and shoot each other. It was one of the first ones. It was really well done for the time. And like Ray was alluding to, there was all kinds of modes for you to play, and I spent countless hours at a friend's house, staying up all night with 6 friends, just taking turns, and it was pretty fantastic. But video stores literally made money renting these consoles out.
Who's your favorite character at SPG? Who did you like to use?
Oddjob.
Nice. Okay.
And usually he was excluded. They said no Oddjob. But here's something that's funny. My one friend was so good at this game in multiplayer, but I finally figured out what he was doing. I kept trying to hide my screen because it was a 4 split screen. You know, you had 4 boxes. I thought he was watching my box and cheating. No, your hand is out front of your character. And when you're running around, you might not see on the screen the character running by, but the game knows it's there. And if you watch your hand, as soon as it cocks, that's you're locking onto somebody. So he would just wait for that hand and then he'd shoot. So like he was killing everybody. He was doing auto aim pretty much.
Yeah, but here's the sad news, chaps.
Yeah.
For this incarnation on Xbox, there ain't no multiplayer.
What were you thinking?
What's that all about?
What were you thinking?
You know what I'm saying?
You know what it is?
What?
I bet it had something to do with Nintendo. Says you can have the game, but we're not going to give you this feature.
I think that's a good shout because it does work on Switch.
Right.
So almost like they said, nah, we want to sell more Switches.
But to be fair, though, the build on the Switch is different than this build.
As in, okay.
Yeah. Now, I know for a fact that the Switch version does have the multiplayer, but they really didn't work very good on the control scheme. You have to literally change it a little bit manually before you can start playing. I watched Jeff jump into it, and he was playing awful, and I thought, hey, that's just Jeff. He was playing awful. But turns out the controls are very bad to try to map them correctly on the Switch.
Right, okay.
But on Xbox, it's perfect. So it kind of stinks that the Switch got the multiplayer and has the little weird control scheme, and the Xbox has the perfect control scheme and no multiplayer. So I don't know. It kind of stinks.
Yeah, Joe thinks the same. That does make a lot of sense. But having said that, it's free on Game Pass, so you get to play the whole solo thing again. And then if they bring multiplayer, maybe at a future date as an update, then buy it. It's not going to be expensive, is it? So what is it anyway?
And one of the things that I was worried about was frames per second. That doesn't seem to be an issue. All the jaggies and stuff that I was also worried about have been cleaned up. Like it actually does look pretty compelling. Like if you've never had the experience of playing
I played it. I was very impressed with the controls using my Xbox controller. I loved it. But you know what?
Compare the visuals.
Nothing's going. Oh, go ahead. What you gonna say?
I was gonna say, why don't you compare the visuals from the original that you remember and then playing it on the Xbox? There has to be a difference.
It's cleaned up a bit, but for me, man, look, I'm old school. Nothing beats me pulling out my CRT, hooking up my Nintendo 64, grabbing my 64 controller, and playing. That's the way I remember playing GoldenEye, and I like playing it like that.
My favorite mode was CRT. Was doing a 4-player mode and using just grenade launchers. Those things would ricochet off the walls. Oh, it was so fun, man.
Wow.
Such a great time. I don't know if people can dive or put the time into it that we originally did when it first come out.
I thought there was no game that I used to say, this is the graphics. Look at the graphics. Yeah. I remember going into the store and they had a display of the game. And I was like, look at the graphics. Look at the characters.
Ray's not lying. When this game first came out, this was the first facial representations of real people that were put in the game.
They've mapped the faces onto their little 3D characters.
The best part of the character models is the face. The rest of it's very jaggy and polygony. But yeah, they did a fantastic job of whatever kind of however they put their faces in.
See, at this time, 97, which is it's only a couple of years before my first daughter was born, but I think I was playing sort of Lara Croft of a similar kind of era, which was that sort of blocky, almost Minecraft in terms of simplicity. But still, I remember playing that and thinking the water and it was so evocative, the noises in the cave and the tigers attacking and stuff, and just amazing.
Cowboy says, I used to set bombs in the bathroom so when people respawn and try to get out, they would blow up. I remember that.
That was only because that was his can of beans. That's his own problem.
blow it up, all right.
He had to put Tabasco sauce in every can. It's his own fault. But yeah, awesome. Back to 1997. Hey?
You remember the
Wow.
smoke? You remember the smoke? I thought that was so cool. The fire, the explosion, and you would see
the
smoke
gadgets,
after.
Ray. You'd use your watch to freaking.
Oh,
Dude,
man.
come on! It was so
Yeah.
cool, man.
Yeah,
It was.
that game was ahead of its time.
It was.
ahead of its time. Ahead of its time.
It would take years for them to get better facial features in the
Yeah,
video
yeah.
game. It would
Yeah,
take
no.
years.
True. I mean, there was no mocap in those days. It only just was coming out for the movies, let alone in the game industry. So all those characters had to be animated by hand.
Right.
You know, all that stuff. Yeah. That's a
And, you know,
different
and
different
the-
time.
And the thing about it is, there's been other 007 games,
Yeah.
but nothing ever really
Even though it was so simple.
was not.
Yeah.
It wasn't like GoldenEye. It was just
No.
I don't know. Just was never like GoldenEye. Wow.
Did you
if
try
you
the
think
touch
about it-
controls as well, by the way? Because they're supposed to have really good touch controls on
I didn't.
Xbox.
I didn't see that.
I mean, if you're into mobile, but there's a little screen
I'll
there.
give it a try. I'm dabbing in the mobile.
Yeah,
Something different.
yeah. So Rudigs has been a bit ageist here, fellas. I think we should ban him. Look at this. Too bad David's not here. It would be good to hear a non-old guy nostalgic view on GoldenEye.
he wouldn't know what it is.
How about an old guy non-nostalgic view? I never played the darn thing. Actually, I did play it the other day just to see. And I thought, yeah, you know what? If I didn't have so many other games at the moment I'm trying to play, I'd be up for it. There was definitely some stuff in there that was worth a lookies. I reckon. GoldenEye multiplayer and Smash Brothers. So there you go. Those were, I guess that was Geek to Sneak's memories of his favourite stuff. Here's young Martin from Norvège. Hello, gentlemen. GoldenEye 007. What a mess. Oh, still on Xbox Series X. I have two good memories playing this with my young brother on N64. I don't want to ruin that. And that is the risk you take, isn't it? You know, whether you go back, because if you do go back to that favorite restaurant that you and the wife went to when you were courting, and it's never as good, and the wallpaper's peeling a bit, and you can replace your amazing memories with some dodgy new ones. So
Yeah.
that's the risk you take, you know. I always remember when I was about 18, went out to Ibiza, which is an island off of Spain. It's like the dance island of the Mediterranean, and it was just it really is Ibiza, and it was just taking off in that guise. And we stayed in a hotel and had a lovely time. And me and my mate Richard, we hired a car and we shot off into the town and picked a couple of gals up and did the thing. And then years later, went out there with my wife, and I said, "Oh, let's go and find that hotel." And it was derelict, smashed windows, all the plants had overgrown, it was empty. I just wish I hadn't bothered, you know, all those memories, the ghosts of those memories. Sometimes good not to go back. That's what I think.
My son was laughing. I was like, "Oh my God, GoldenEye, move over!" And I'm on the Xbox and I'm sitting there and I'm playing. Oh man, this game! Look, when I had my apartment and I was living with my roommates, this was our game. And he's sitting there laughing like, "That game is crap, Dad. Oh my God, look at the graphics. Why they got blockheads? Why are their heads so blocked? Why are their hands like this?" And I'm like, "Son, those were the awesome graphics back in the late 90s, early 2000s.
And then he went off and played Minecraft. What's that all about?
Or Roblox.
Yeah, or Roblox.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Thank you. But and this also, huge shout out to Rare, but this game also had Perfect Dark. That was was a beautiful game
Ray,
that was similar to it.
Now that you bring up Ray, Perfect Dark, to be honest, besides Perfect Dark and this GoldenEye, Nintendo really didn't have another first-person shooter hit on their hands for a very long time.
No,
Like
and I
extremely
gotta get a special shout out because I was a huge fan of Turok. I don't know if you guys,
Turok was good.
Nintendo 64 guys out there, but there was Turok, there was GoldenEye, and there was Perfect Dark. Those are like, as my favorite shooters.
Turok was wasn't that the caveman thing? Wasn't he
It
like
was
a
the
the Indian
dinosaurs
guy
yeah?
who would hunt dinosaurs.
taking out
Yeah.
dinosaurs.
I
Yeah,
remember.
Yep.
I remember. Yeah, 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 yeah.
but that was also multiplayer, and it also had the
Yeah.
same concept as GoldenEye, but
And it was
but it
FPS.
wasn't
Yep.
GoldenEye. It wasn't that GoldenEye. It wasn't
No, it
GoldenEye.
wasn't.
So here's the thing, guys. Right. So last year we got a ton of remakes and remasters. Dead Space has just launched this last week. That's
Doing pretty
was it?
good.
It's coming
Doing
out.
pretty good.
That's right. Okay. So they've been relatively successful. Now they've established that they can release an old game, hardly touching it in terms of remastering and remaking, and it sells. So are we going to see a whole ton of back catalog being repurposed or just ported to next gen consoles like GoldenEye, Turok, for example? I mean, who was
I
it?
think for sure we will.
Geek reckons it was coming to, rumored to be coming to Stadia.
Well, these developers.
Oh,
I
sorry,
mean,
Rudix, beg your pardon.
yeah, these developers know that some of these gamers that played back then are us. Rock, the gamers that are in their
Yeah,
40s, in their
with the
50s.
yeah,
We're
disposable income.
There's a lot of creative bankruptcy going on within the industry, and anything that's going to produce money on the other end is bound to happen, in my opinion.
right.
Well, you're right. You could literally see companies that are on their uppers being bought by, you know, opportunists thinking, I know their back catalogue is like 20 years old, but we could just bung that out. A big fanfare, a big launch. We'll get, the star of the movie from that day to do a launch party and stuff and make money that way, buying these old IPs. You could kind of see it happen, couldn't you?
And a lot of these remakes aren't very good either. I hate to say this, but
Well,
look at the Grand Theft Auto, the ones that they just released a while back. That wasn't done very good.
But I gotta give a very special shout out to Atari, because Atari brought back some of
True.
these.
Oh yeah,
remakes,
and
it was huge
and changed them
Huge.
in a compelling way, and still made them
Exactly.
feel retro. So yeah, hats off to those guys.
Good shout, Ray. They did an amazing job, didn't they? I mean, they weren't cynical at all. They literally said, let's take the crux of the original game and then make it contemporary and add in some new features. And they
And
were
you had it
brilliant.
loved from the people like us to
Yeah.
the people that are the age of my son. They loved it because it was still challenging. People were still, no matter what, if someone has a game score, you want to beat that score.
Fair
and
shout.
that's what a lot of people were doing.
Yeah, fair shout.
Thank
Joe cannot wait for Hogwarts. He's right, because if you pre-order it, Ray, you get it 3 days early. Have you
Now, Rock, how does that play into your giveaway?
They ain't getting it early, mate.
Okay, I just want.
Tough. I haven't bought it yet. I buy it on the day. So that's coming. That's going to be the 10th. Yeah. I did think that earlier, actually. I was thinking, I saw that. And I thought, how's that work? I thought, no, it don't work nothing. That's when I'm buying it. I ain't getting it early. So, that's going to be coming on the 10th. But I've also I'll probably have to buy another copy because it's the one game that my girls wanted to buy. It was delayed about a year. And they were super excited and looking forward to playing it over Christmas of the previous year because it was due to come out in December 21, I think. And of course it hasn't. It's come out in Feb, and that doesn't coincide with any holidays or anything. So I'm not sure how to divvy this up. You see, I've got the one daughter who has a Steam account, so I could give her a family account, I think. But the other one's an Xbox. She's got an Xbox. And she actually just uses my Xbox account anyway, cheekily. I didn't realize this till the other day. So what do? I could buy it on Xbox, and then the other daughter's going to be offended.
Yeah,
Or
you're buying both.
I could rig the giveaway. Did I just say that out loud? No, it's no.
It's just between us and Twitch.
My daughters haven't entered, I promise you. Right, so there you go. That was GoldenEye. Now, this is my whole thing, right? So there's a game that it's been resurrected. So, it's the whole resurrection thing. And what? Spitlings. You remember Spitlings? From Stadia days. That was actually a great game. That's been brought back to the cloud with Utomic. So Utomic have picked up Spitlings, so that's come back. Which is good. I think it's been around in various places, but it's coming to Utomic. So another game resurrected. That was one of the very early Stadia Pro games, if I remember rightly, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
And they used to get a lot of love in those days because we got like 3 games a month for free. Nowadays, it's like, well, there's 22 on PlayStation, there's 15 on Game Pass. Luna's just bung 10 in the pot. Epic, it's 2 from them. It's, too many games. Too many games. But Spitlings, it's actually a pretty cool game. Do you remember it, Ray?
I remember it. I'll be quite honest with you. I think I was playing Red Dead. I was playing other stuff, but I did dab in it a little bit. I did remember it.
Yeah, that's good. What do they call them what do they call them over there? Hokies
a
or something?
loogie.
A loogie. That's the
Loogie.
fella. That's it. We
Nasty.
just call it
Nasty.
a gob. It's called a gob.
Gotcha.
William, did you ever play Spitlings?
Not really. I turned it on, I think, and played a few multiplayer rounds, I
Yeah.
think. But that's it. Yeah.
Yeah,
This
it
one,
wasn't for me either, but it was a good game.
say this one, and what was the other one that a whole bunch of people really, really liked?
Stacks on Stacks.
No, it's the
Oh
one
my
where
God.
where
About
you had that
Sea
round
World?
circle thing, and you go in around. Squids really liked it and was good at it. Outcasters.
Outcasters, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that was big. See, that one, sadly, the developers actually said, we ain't doing nothing with it. It's going to be
That's
put
sad.
to bed.
Yeah, a lot of people liked it.
It was a polished title, and bearing in mind it was, I think, one of the only games that was only ever developed
In-house?
for Stadia.
Yeah.
Yeah, before SG&E went to the great. See, another death resurrection,
Yeah.
and as if that wasn't enough, guys, I got another one for you. Do you remember one of the last games on Stadia Pro?
Oh.
Calico.
Calico.
You know, that was my first pet when I got my first apartment. I got a calico cat.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. It's quite sad actually, because the developer of Calico came in for a lot of stick, which I think was real sad. You know, a lot of spotty little smelly socked teenage gamers was saying, having a crack, and in the end, they actually came out of social media. So I do hope that it's been a success for them. But guess who's picked this one up? Same as the last one, Utomic.
Tommy.
Yeah, very interesting. They seem to be. I suppose if you remember, Ray, Utomic are the guys. I think, if I remember rightly.
I had a subscription.
Yeah,
they're on
you played.
they're on my dashboard right now.
Now, if anybody is thinking about trying Utomic, just keep in mind that they have a cloud service and they have a download to your PC service, and you can subscribe to one and not get the other. So just pay attention to what you're checking out with.
Yes.
I had the PC service, and I love the retro. They had a lot of old classic retro games that were from the early 2000s, late 90s, or whatever.
See, the reason I say that to make sure what you're purchasing is because I wanted to try the streaming service out for my TV, because I have it. That app is built into the Samsung Gaming Hub, and I went and purchased the PC gaming side, and I never was able to check out the cloud gaming side.
But now he's getting glasses, and he'll be able to read.
Yeah, now I'll be able to read. That's right. Thank you, Ray.
Wow, I've been eating monkey brains all these years. I just wanted to check on that, William, because I thought you either bought the PC version or you bought the PC version and paid extra to get the cloud with it. I wasn't sure that you get the cloud on its own. You might be right, but I can't remember, so I thought I'd have a little peek. They've updated their site since I looked last.
Yeah, look underneath.
Yeah,
there.
it wasn't very
Got the
straightforward to make sure
here
you
you
got the
go.
streaming side
Yeah,
of it.
here
You
we
got your
go.
streaming license, is what you.
So you can have personal, which is PC only. You can have personal plus cloud, which is you on your own, and that, as I've said, is PC plus cloud, PC TV mobile. And that's £7.99. or you can have the family for an extra. They've changed the prices slightly, actually. They
Yeah,
didn't
they
have this
did.
personal family thing before. It was
Yeah,
just family.
yeah.
So it's not unreasonable, really. That's
No.
10.99 for 4 users, PC, TV, and mobile. It's a similar service, Ray. I think you'll confirm. Excuse me, to Black Nut in the sense that, and Luna, and Stadia. No, not Stadia. In the sense that you have a catalogue of games you don't buy anymore. They're there for you. You play what you want when you want, and then
Hmm.
they add more as things progress. But they've got I think they've got well over 1,420 games. So even if you go with the cloud option, you can play their sort of 1,200 PC games, which you download, and their couple of hundred cloud games. So you do get, I think it's a fairly well priced service, but they are largely indie games and older titles. So you have to bear that in mind. It's the kind of classic thing, really.
Yeah. And believe
Typical.
it or not, Rock, I'm kind of shocked at how many streaming services there actually are now. There's a whole bunch that are sprouting
There's
up everywhere.
Yeah.
For at least 1080p gameplay with up to like a 1060 or something graphics card, like that's becoming like a
Yes.
standard, and a whole bunch of these companies are sprouting up overnight.
A lot
It's
of that,
interesting.
William, is because people like Black Nut are white labeling services across the world. So you're seeing a lot of mobile network companies bringing out sort of a value add for their customers, which is actually a white labeled Utomic or a white labeled Black Nut, which
Gotcha.
is quite interesting. But yeah, they've got Deliver Us to the Moon, they've got Metro 2033, they've got some Metro Last Light. Now, obviously, you're going to put your best games at the top. But I can't remember. I don't think I've ever tried. Did you not try the cloud version, Ray, when you had your
no,
subscription?
no. I
No,
only I only did the PC, and what I loved
Surge.
was there was classic PC games that I was like, I've never heard of that game, and I would try
Yeah,
it, and I ended up like, oh my god, it's actually pretty good. I mean, take in mind everything's kind of dated graphic wise and stuff like that, but
sure.
it's still classic games.
Well, GoldenEye, we're just saying how people are loving that. And also, don't forget now, Utomic, Black Nut Boosteroid, these guys are now, you can play them on any of the modern televisions, any of the
Right.
TVs in the last couple of years. You can just install these straight to the TV, get yourself a subscription, and play games. And for a lot of families, this is actually really good. You've got access to a few hundred games, and there's some good ones in there. Lots of family stuff. So definitely worth a shout. I don't know. I don't remember seeing. They've got a 14-day free trial. There you go. So
Yeah.
you could sign up for your 14-day free trial. See what you think. If it's not for you, fair point. They do have a shop, but if I remember rightly, it's things like controllers and stuff. What it used to be. Now it looks like they've ditched that. That's just their plans. And you can buy in bulk. That's quite interesting. So if you buy 12 months in advance, you will get a saving.
Boy, they've done some updating,
Haven't they?
man. Yeah, they
Haven't they,
have.
Ray? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
They really have. They're going for it. It's always why it's always worth having a little second look at these things because they can change, can't they?
Yeah.
But there you go. So even Utomic have raised from near the dead. Everybody's a fresh look. How funny is this? What else we got here, Rock? Well, it's another resurrection, Ray. I tell you, they keep coming. They keep on coming. And this one is Hitman 3. Now,
Yes.
Hitman 3 was having issues. I didn't go into detail, but it was something to do with Steam and I can't remember. There was some problem. So they've decided to slap a bit of Hitman 1 and 2 and 3 together and rebrand it Hitman World of Assassination. They've also bunged in a new mode called Freelance as well, which they're extremely proud of because they keep asking me, go freelancer mode. They keep asking me to, they gave me a code for the game and they keep asking me to stream freelancer mode, but I don't have the heart to tell them I don't do multiplayer. So it's like tough. It ain't happening. They also are going to great lengths to point out they're not IOI interactive, they're IO interactive. And they realize they kind of shot themselves in the foot because they keep showing the logo as IOI. And then when when people use the full name with interactive at the end, people wrongly add an extra I in there. So they're trying to sort of make a big point of saying. But I did give Hitman 3 World of Assassination a go yesterday, because it's now been given DLSS 3 and the full RTX makeover. Have to say, I went in and I whacked up the ultras everywhere. It looked amazing.
Yeah,
it was a good looking game anyway.
Yeah, I did that with what did I play? Watchdog Legion last night, and looked beautiful, cranked up everything. So,
And it's only Watchdog Legion's only $10 on Steam as well, Ray, or on Fanatical, which is amazing. So anyway, Freelancer. This is how to play. Obviously we've got the audio off. What it says, want a chance to participate in the upcoming? No, we don't. Sit back and relax. No, we don't. It doesn't tell you anything about Freelancer, but it is a bunch of here we go, some syndicates and payouts and different tasks and stuff, and it might be. I don't know what it is, Ray, but I should really have found that out before I did the news on it. But it looks good, and they're extremely proud. Let's see what it says here. Let's see what our good old friends at Cloud Dosage said. Ray, sorry, were you about to say something, my friend?
Oh, I was just saying, you got a lot of people talking in the chat. So a lot of chat going on right now. A lot of questions. Happy had a question. Joe's.
I think you guys can you not click on the chat and make it appear?
I tried.
Oh, okay. I'll need to make you co-hosts.
Yeah,
in the Eevee Mux sense. Well, I'm sorry, guys. What have we got? Where would you like to start, Ray?
Happy had a question. He said question.
Okay, question. Howard's Hogward Legacy, which is the new, that's going to be the DLC if ever it is. This game will be a new type of game for this game devs. Yeah, weird. You're absolutely right. The last thing they did was some kind of weird animated cartoony Disney type thing. Yeah, so I'm worried. Still hyped for it. Not a pre-order for me. And a tester. I reckon that if you've got a PlayStation, there'll be a trial version to play on there come the next round of updates, which will be the 7th of March, actually, because it might be too late. No, it might be the 22nd. 22nd, they'll probably ping in a little 2-hour trial, so you can give it a go there. Of course, by then, Martin, as well, you'll have seen a ton of folk streaming it. And I hope you've entered my free giveaway to win a copy. Then it will have cost you nothing. Nothing at all. But he makes a point there. It's a big risk that Warner Brothers have taken in giving them this franchise, because they've done nothing like this before. But I trust them. I believe in them.
It looks gorgeous.
Yeah, it does look amazing. Joe says, well, Martin, from the early gameplay footage that I've seen, I'm hopeful. I'll be streaming as soon as it comes out. Yeah, so Joe's obviously got a pre-order. So check out Joe on the 7th, which is 3 days before the major release. So if you're in two minds, you're not sure, if you watch Joe's stream, you're going to get a good idea. And Joe will let you know. Joe's going to play it. He'll let you know if he thinks it's worth it or not. So definitely check out Joe's stream in a few days' time, 7 days' time, in truth. That's going to be good. My main cowboy says, Rokk Show, yes. Just think about the next time AT&T adds a game to their cloud offering to their customers. We can all say Stadia lives. Yeah, it's funny, I've not heard, I was saying this on my show yesterday, I've not heard a dicky bird on that the thing they were trying to sell. I even forget what it was called, internet something. What was it they called it?
Immersive streaming.
Immersive, yes.
Immersive streaming.
Yeah, you're right, Ray. I've not heard anything more about that. Have you guys? It seems to have gone as quiet. No.
I'm an AT&T customer, and I enjoyed the game. So hey, I'm looking forward if they do pop one up.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very, very odd. Very odd. I don't know what's going on there. Sorry, on my phone, mate, we're on the job. Listen, we wouldn't be able to spell it in Norwegian, so you're doing okay. Don't worry. You're doing absolutely brilliantly. So anyway, Hitman is coming. I was just having a look at the newly added freelancer mode. Adds a layer of roguelite elements to the game.
Oh, it's perfect for you, Rokk.
Love
You're gonna
it.
love it. Yeah.
God, I've got to tell you guys, I've been playing a game called Dismantle. I streamed it a couple of times at the weekend. I love it, and it's got a bit of roguelite in it. The thing is, the trick, because I describe it as Animal Crossing with zombies, right? So if you like Animal Crossing and you're not too miffed with zombies, honestly, it's brilliant. It's only $15, I think. It's a great game. But there is a roguelite. So if you like, in Animal Crossing and Dinkum and other games, so you pick up stuff to craft things and you have them down in your backpack. So you've got like the little squares on the bottom of the screen. You've got 6 of this and 2 stone and 4 wood and all that. If you get killed by a zombie, you lose all of that. But everywhere you go in the world, and the map is absolutely enormous. I mean, if it's that big, I've like done a finger on it, in a nice way. But what happens is that everywhere you go, you can camp, and that sets up like a little save point, and you can then just deposit all your stuff in a stash, and it's like infinite. So as long as you're canny, and if my health's going down, I just run to the nearest camp and ditch all my stuff in there. But honestly, guys, you'll love it. Ray, it's made for your streams, brother. Dismantle, Dysmantle.
I'll check it out, but man, I'm not a fan of Rogue.
No, most of it is not that.
Okay, all right.
I tell you what, for free, and this is just because it's you, okay? Because it's you, go and watch my stream, and I won't charge you. All right.
All right. I will do that. Thank you.
That's a good value right there.
That is. I can't beat that. Thanks, Rokk.
See, I'll give you everything, dude. Anyway, it's a bit of a roguelite. Yeah, we know we're not a fan of roguelite. I agree with you, Ray. But it is the thing. A couple of years back, it was doing the battle royales, wasn't it? Everybody and his dog was slapping out. Now it's roguelite.
There's a whole bunch of them coming. They
just can't. There's no originality left, Ray. They've got to go back to basics, do the originals. That's the problem. So that was one. Anyway, I haven't really, that's kind of the end of the dead stuff that's come back to life. Now I've got new stuff yet to come. So this is like the day after Easter Day now, right? So you've all eaten your Easter eggs, and good news, Jesus is risen. That's what they'd say when you went down your church. And in this case, kind of, maybe not Jesus, but the PlayStation 6. Believe it or not, guys, they've got a release date for the PS6. What? There's people that can't even get a PS5. So yeah, they reckon.
I see. In the year of our Lord 2028. That's what we're getting to.
Exactly. It ain't next week. So what happened was, in this whole thing about Microsoft and Xbox and Blizzard and all that malarkey, it's quite interesting. So Microsoft said, look, you've got Call of Duty till 2027. And Sony said, well, hang on, we won't even have the PS6 out until the year after that. So a bit of a hint that they are planning a PS6, because of course we've been saying recently, is this the last of the consoles?
No.
I think it is for Xbox, but I did say in a tweet with Ryzak, I don't think it is for Sony, because it's still such a huge cash cow for them. For Xbox, I think they can't wait to get rid of them. But there you go, and that's how it's going to look. I think that's quite a modern look to it. I can't wait for it to look like that. That's going to be amazing. Look at that. Wow. Back in the day. Brilliant stuff. That was no sign. What year was that, Ray? When did those come out? The first ones? When did we get the PlayStation?
96? 97?
96.
I know you were probably playing Wipeout on it. That was one of the first games.
I'd probably say about 96.
Ray, I would say 94 on the basis of that's what it says there.
Hey, there you go.
There you go.
I was way off.
Yeah, but that was
4.
94, Ray.
Somebody
94.
Somebody fact check that for me.
Ray, we're just old, bro.
Somebody fact
Time
check.
tends to,
Well, look at this. Ray Ampolocchio.
Wait,
Hey, Ampolocchio.
No, 94, we still had Super Nintendo. We still had Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis. 94 games.
Sega Genesis. I went out with her. Yeah, 94. So there was no internet. Well, there was, but it was only like 3 years old, so nobody was using it. The World Wide Web.
They had dial-up, and it wasn't even the 56K modem yet.
Yeah.
I had web TV.
Web TV?
Web TV. I had the keyboard, and I would sit in my bed, and I had the TV. I searched the internet.
Bet I know
through
what
my
your
TV.
I bet I know what your email address was back then.
Yeah, Ray3473 at Web TV.
Oh no.
It wasn't.
No.
Well, Ray, I had a Web TV, but that was just from the cobwebs. It was very old. Very old.
You can take that one, Vet.
Yeah, please. Oh, Alex has an issue with his Stadia controller. Fun. Go on, Ray.
So
You've been having issues?
Alex, just want to let you know, yes, it was awesome that they did the Stadia Bluetooth, but the Bluetooth don't work with every game.
No. Correct. It doesn't work with every game, and on top of that, it depends on the USB receiver. If it's built into the device, like my TV, every time I connect it, I have to repair it. So usually you pair it once, and then you hit the button, and it reconnects, and then you can use it. Well, when I do it, it says connected, but it doesn't work. I have to literally delete it, unpair it, delete it, and then reconnect it every time. But that's just with the TV, though. It doesn't do that with every device. A buddy of mine updated his, and he bought a little USB dongle, and it connects to that every time without issue.
Like a little Xbox one that you have to get.
Yes.
Yeah, if you want to use one. Yeah, I tried pairing it with my MacBook, and it worked, but then it kept dropping the connection. So I used a DualSense. But, it's a lovely, lovely gesture.
Yeah.
But they've carted off now. The shop's empty. You can't get a refund. Stuff. That was it. One-time deal.
All it does is instead of it taking 2 seconds to turn the controller on, it takes 20 seconds for it to sync every time. So it's not a big deal. But
now they do have the Discord. The Stadia Discord is open till March 31st, folks. Just so you know, the Stadia Discord is open till March 31st.
But why couldn't they just leave it open anyway? What's the overhead for leaving the Discord? I mean, what's the problem? Just, a bunch of admins, that's all. I mean, just people doing it for free anyway. What is it with them? Martin says, Rokk, yes, I love Hitman Freelancer, but I'm playing it like a parody of Hitman. Don't know how to explain it, but it's definitely not getting any new weapons. Yeah, it's a little mode that they've thrown in for free. I think it's quite cute. And don't forget, if you already owned Hitman 3, you got this as a free update.
Yes.
So you got the Hitman's 1s and 2s thrown in, and you got Freelancer and the DLSS and the RTX stuff. And you can play it on GeForce Now if you own Hitman 3 with this.
Yeah, and if you have the ultimate tier, crank up all of those settings, turn on DLSS and frame generation, and you will be pleasantly surprised.
Chef's kiss. Absolutely. Ray.
Yes.
I got a bit of news for you, brother.
I told you. Bring it to me. Hit me.
I got a bit of happy news for you, my bro. They're gonna give an amen. Look at this. Let me zoom in for you. Marvel's today, battle mode. Their PvP launches for Marvel Snap.
Where you at, Joe? Where you at, Joe? Let's go, Joe.
That's right. I am open to be challenged.
Woohoo! Look at that. Get ready for battle mode. This is an official Marvel Snap tweet. from
Nice.
yes, right down there, available 31st of January the 31st, 23. There you go. I know you guys have really been you guys are marvels at this Marvel game, but you've been waiting for this update, haven't you?
Yes, I've watched Ray hone his skills and get better and better, and now I get to challenge him. This is amazing.
Wow, look at
And
that.
I do troll the players. There's emojis where I snap when I beat them. I like snap. I do the Thanos snap at them.
Wow, you're
Oh, yeah.
so naughty, Ray. But brilliant. That's cool. And I still haven't played it. I will do one day. But I'm so pleased for you guys because I know you've all been looking. Joe's in the chat. He's getting ready. He's up for it. Oh yes, looking for game. He's there. He's waiting for you. he's chalking up his queue. He's getting in. He's ready.
I don't think it stands for looking for games.
You don't?
Rock.
What do you think?
Let's effing go.
Oh right.
Yeah.
That's rude, boys. Wow, all this time I've been putting LFG thinking I'm looking for people to play with me. No, not the right thing. Hey, this is a bit of bad news for you guys. Or if you don't own an Xbox Series X or Series S, Microsoft have just whacked the price up in Japan. And it looks like they're going to do the same in other regions. And we're talking, it's not insubstantial either. Look, it's 31. It's about let's call it $40 on the yen. So
were they tired of losing $200 on every console? Now it's going to be $139.
I think it's a couple of things. This is just speculate. Oh, we haven't done.
Yeah,
we haven't done Here he is. Speculations at the door. They mention about the global economic doofer, but IMF have said most of the world's on the up, apart from Britain. Britain's by far the worst performing economy in the world. Yep, Russia, with all of its sanctions, are doing better than Britain, but we got our sovereignty and we kicked out all them foreigners. Yes, Britain's a ruler. Bunch of idiots.
Sounds like you're in good shape.
You love it, mate. We are diseased. And I can't see us resurrecting very, very, very soon. I think there's two things at play here. One is we did see the other day that they have been losing money in certain services and products. This is, they can only loss lead for so long. They've been investing hugely in Game Pass and buying game developers. Plus, I think if you want to kill off your console so that everybody starts to use the PC or their laptops for getting to the Xbox games, or maybe a forthcoming TV embedded app, one way to do that is to increase the price over time, right? So just saying. Having said that, we've seen this news isn't in the news because I forgot to put it in, but PlayStation have had to crank up production of PS5s because, of course, in the States they're still hen's teeth. And what's launching at the end of Feb? Why? The PSVR 2 that needs a PS5 to work. So they're like, PSVR 2 sales are down apparently. They're nowhere near what they were hoping they'd be.
Imagine that marketing specialist. Hey, we have 200,000 units. Well, we only have 5,000 PS5s. How are we going to...
Right. Exactly right.
Are you
exactly
move
right.
them?
Yeah. And of course they've done nothing to dispel the whole thing because they thought they were clever. If you choke supply, you can build up ahead of demand. But of course people have got options. They've got cloud, they've got Xbox, they've got Nvidia. So yeah, I think it's been a bit messy old period for these guys. What do you think? I'll put my speculation back out the door. Get out of here. What do you reckon, fellas?
What do you think, Ray?
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know, Rock. Speculation aside, I mean, they lose money on every piece of hardware they make. We think they're going to get out of hardware business because of it and actually embrace the cloud at some point. We just talked about the PS6. Well, we're going to probably, most likely, in my opinion, get another Xbox eventually. But maybe this next one is the last one. You know, it's possible. But they either have to change the design, make it less expensive to make, or charge more. I mean, because they really do, for the first couple of years, always lose money on the hardware side. So, I don't know.
Yeah. Sorry, I was chuckling at Jem now.
Love you, Jim. Man, you know what? I think they're just going after trends. They're going after trends, man. If they're focusing on cloud, everybody's focusing on cloud. They're going to try and do cloud. Everybody, I think they're just doing everything now. And so right now, Xbox, man, physical copy, cloud, PC. They want to do it all, man. They want world domination. They're trying to do everything. And I can see them even trying to do that in the future as well. And as far as the PlayStation VR 2, man, they better they better drop the price down, because
it's expensive.
They better drop the price down.
It's expensive. It's £530. Now, I'm not sure how that. It's not a straight dollar for pound. I think it's less if you buy the US pound for pound, but it's a chunk of change. That's more than a PS5 by about 150 quid.
Yep.
That's a lot of money. And guess what, William? You know, I said I was going to cancel it, and I forgot. So I've got it coming now.
I will give them. They do have a lot of games coming at launch.
You do have it.
They do have over 20 games coming at launch, but I don't know.
It's 30
man.
odd, I think.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're going to be expensive, Ray. You know, it's this walled garden thing, isn't it? You know, it's not like you can buy them get a CD keys key or code or something. And I've reached out to Boomerang Rentals, who I use for renting my games, to see if they would carry them, and they weren't sure. So I'm not going to be buying a lot of games. I mean, I'm hoping at launch there'll be some free tester things, because I didn't buy a bundle. If you bought, it's 530 quid for the device, right? And if you wanted a bundle with the Horizon Zero Dawn game, it was like 800 quid or something.
Whoa!
I mean, it was. I better just fact check that. Hang on,
Right.
that's a sound right.
That's almost a whole piece.
Yeah. Hang on, let me just check this out. I don't know.
I've seen some PS5 bundles that were absolutely incredibly ridiculous, like around that same price for, what was it, Ray? 2 controllers and something else. We were looking for Suave the other day to help him find one.
Yeah,
and they were just outrageously priced.
So Cowboy says 37 games at launch. Not
yeah,
bad.
it's definitely over 30.
Not bad.
Let's have a look here. PS. You see, I think you have to. Well, how can? I suppose that's possible. John Lewis, very trusted store in the UK. They've got it for 5.
Can I do a trade in? Can I trade it in? Can they do trade ins?
Oh, hang on. They're bunging in Call of Duty. Yeah, but that's not going to be VR though, is it? And
no, I would doubt that.
Oh, hang on,
no. That comes with the
console.
bundle for the actual PS5, I think.
Yeah, no, that was the console.
Yeah.
What an idiot. See, I think you can only get it with Sony. Oh, here we are. How much does a bundle cost? If you're looking for the PlayStation bundle, you're in the right place. Well, I don't think I am, funnily enough, because I don't think you're selling it. What is it? I believe it is about to be. That's what I've paid, $530, which is ridiculous. And they don't mention the bundle. Okay, $570. There you go, 50 quid more, £50 more, which is probably the price of the game anyway, isn't it? Maybe £10 cheaper.
For that price, Rokk, every time you put it on, it should go, "Hello, Rokk, you're looking magnificent today."
Yeah, because nobody else ever has. And it depresses me greatly.
Well, this is a must-have then.
I've never even had a Valentine's card from someone I didn't know. And it was my mum used to buy them for me every year, bless her. I'm joking. Right, that's it for the news. Shall we swiftly move on to Simply Pwned? Because that is his name. Are you ready, Simply?
Yes, I am. Now, first things first, I want to address something real quick. A whole bunch of people within the community has purchased new PCs, and they're getting a lot of use out of them, and they're having a good time. I recently had a close friend of mine had their power go out. They had a surge protector. Everything should have been good. What was not surge protected was the Ethernet line running to the PC. So they had a power issue, which probably fried the power supply, or worse yet, went in through the Ethernet and fried the board. So it's under warranty. All that stuff's going to be covered. But please, for anybody that put a substantial amount of money into your system, you need at the very least a really good surge protector that has a Ethernet in and an Ethernet out, or get a UPS system so you can power your stuff off properly once you lose power. It is very important to protect the Ethernet line that's running into the system, and very important to all the power. You just need to protect your stuff. So keep that in mind. If you spent $800 to $1,500 and you don't want to spend another $100 or $200 to protect it, you should, because you're going to regret it if you don't. I wanted to bust that out.
No, you see, you don't just get gaming pro tips with William. You get amazing tech pro tips.
It's just really sad that if somebody spent that much money and then was out of a product because of something because that's not very often stuff like that happens. But if there's any power that travels, it's going to meet the least resistance and fry stuff. So just take care of your equipment. It's very, very important. But today, my super tips for today is going to be on Spider-Man Remastered. If I could spit that out.
That's what you said.
Spider-Man Remastered is a fantastic game. Let's see, what do you call it? Sony knocked it out of the park, man. You literally feel like Spider-Man flying through the city, and I'm going to give you some tips and stuff. The first thing is when you start the game, whenever they give you more stuff to do, like within the city, they unlock a whole bunch of icons eventually for you to do. They're little busy work for you to do around the map. Whenever they unlock that stuff for you, go do it all. Go get all the sightseeing done at once, taking the photos of the landmarks. Go and find all of the Spider-Man backpacks. All of that stuff. All that stuff is pretty important. Because later on you use those points to upgrade Spider-Man. So go do that as soon as it's open, and you'll appreciate it later on. But overall, the game's fantastic. It's a heck of a lot of fun. To make combat easier, try to perfect blocking. It is extremely important as things come flying at you very fast. It is extremely important in combat. Don't get button mashy too much, or you'll end up doing a bunch of stuff that you're not anticipating. Try to learn the button combinations a little bit, because it will help you greatly when you're in fights. And of course, when you fight and you're fighting multiple people, make sure that you take out the people that are wielding guns first. Once you unlock a few things, you can end up jerking the guns out of their hand with your webs and swinging them around and hitting them with it. That's one of my favorite things to do. But that does take a perk, though. You have to unlock that. But always take out the goons with the guns first, especially the rocket launchers, because they will drive you crazy. Later on in the game, you get this sticky mine that if you stick to a person or an object, a light comes out from it, and anything that light hits makes them turn in, like it shoots a web out and sticks them to a wall. If you do it proper, you can stick two people together, and it's amazing. It's one of the ways that once you take out all the people that you can safely take out without letting them know you're there, it's a way to take out two people at once. If two people are standing talking, you'll know what I mean when you actually play it. But yes, try to stick a mine on a person and get two of them stuck together. It's really fun. Let's see. Practice your skills to earn rewards at bases. Eventually on the map, they unlock Kingpin bases and then other bases for you to go to. They have requirements at those. You have to beat them, of course, but if you beat them with doing these requirements or those requirements, you get extra points to build up Spider-Man. Make sure you practice your skills at those, and you can keep retrying them as well to get the most, out of your Spider-Man character. When you're swinging through the city, if you let go at the bottom of your swing, it speeds you up, meaning you gain speed. And if you wait till you're at the top, you get launched higher up into the air. It's kind of important. If you can't find a certain type of resource, you probably haven't reached it in the story yet. So if you can't unlock something, it's probably because you haven't made it there yet, far enough in the story that they've unlocked it. The electric punch ability is great for crowd control, especially when so if you you have an electric web, it stuns the big guys, so you can beat on them for a while without having to dodge and do other stuff. Once you unlock that a little bit more, you'll do that electric web thing, and then a whole bunch of people will be stunned at the same time. Let me skip this ahead just a little bit. There we go. Alrighty, so the electric punch is really good. As you see, flying through the city just looks amazing. The ray tracing in RTX is incredible. It's just awesome. So plan a strategy and use your gadgets before you jump into combat. So on your weapon wheel, you have a bunch of these different gadgets that Spider-Man can use. One of my favorites is the instant web. It just knocks somebody down and sticks them to a wall. And the other one is these little spider bots that fight for you. But as you can see, I'm running around trying to be sneaky. Here, I'm going to try to do 2 people at once, and I think I mess up. Yep, I swung right at him. But anyway, if I would have shot that correctly, it would have stuck both of those guys together without letting anybody know I was there. But instead, they all see me, and now I'm in combat. But those gadgets that I'm going to be switching around to work like really good. You have, if you see the bottom bar there, that's your focus bar. That heals you. So as you see, I will randomly jump in the air and pull people up to me so that I can heal myself. If you hit down, you end up healing yourself with that rather than doing a finishing move. That's important to remember as well. Check the in-game benchmarks for extra XP for the stuff they require you to do. That it helps. You can check the newspaper dispensaries around the city for headlines. That's an interesting thing. You can fast travel using subways, but I never did that because it's so amazing swinging around. Those are the little spider bots. They come out and they help tremendously. Oh, yeah. That's about it, man. The story's fantastic. The game is incredibly polished. One little issue that I ran into with the remaster was that do not rely on the autosave. If you rely on the autosave too long, at least on my install, and I double checked the files and all of that, so I don't think it was the installation, but the autosave would end up borking itself. The game would crash once in a great while, and when it would do that, sometimes the last autosave wouldn't load, and you'd have to go use a manual save, and you could lose progress. So just make sure you keep autosaving, or manual saving. And that's it for the tips of Spider-Man.
Woohoo! Brilliant stuff. Thank you,
fantastic. My friend. You should check it out.
Crowd are very pleased with that. Well done. Well done, that man. This is the PC version, yeah, of Superman?
Yes. Yep, it's the remastered, absolutely.
Of Superman. I played, I played this on, it must have been PlayStation, but I bet it looks stunning on PC.
It does. When I was mentioning the ray tracing, it sounds like such a small little thing, but it's actually not. When you climb onto one of those glass surface buildings, literally what is behind you gets reflected in the mirror or the window, including you. If you turn that off, you turn ray tracing off, it's just opaque, and it just seems like such a small little thing, but it increases the immersion significantly.
Yeah. It's funny, I was thinking the other day, walking along with the wife, as you do, and we were just walking past some puddles, and I thought, it's really weird, I can't walk past a puddle now without thinking, look at the ray tracing in that.
Hey, that's fully pathed ray tracing.
Yeah, wow. How many pixels is that? Amazing. Thank you so much, dude. Raymond!
Yo, I am sharing my screen right now. my goodness.
Who
All
have
right.
we got today,
Well,
Ray?
first of all, I gotta send a huge shout out to the birthday boy, Dre. Actually, Dre came into my DMs and said, "Hey, I got a person for you that I need you to check out. You might want to put on your praise and give her a praise." Her name is Linda. She is her YouTube channel is called Inokiok Cloud Gaming. She does Stadia, Boosteroid, and GFN. She is a wonderful streamer. I did watch. She has a stream that she did called "Welcome to the Elk" that I checked out, and this is a
I
game
remember
that I
that
actually
game. That
played
was
on
a
Stadia,
Stadia game. Yeah.
and I everybody thought it was weird, but I
Well,
loved it.
I guess I.
It was she was playing this game, so I checked out that stream. But she has about 46 subscribers, and just a wonderful, wonderful stream. She's done Grand Theft Auto on Boosteroid. Um, she's done. I watched her a Plague's Tale Requiem, GeForce Now, but give her, you know what, guys? I'm gonna put her link in the chat, but give her a follow. She's I, obviously I've there's a lot of cloud streamers, a lot of game streamers out there. I want to promote, so if you guys see somebody and send them to my DMs, I'll check them out. So I've been checking her out for the last week, and I love her voice.
She's got a lovely
Love her
voice, isn't she?
streaming.
Yeah, really, really
Yes,
calming
yes.
voice. You want to, put us all in a little pack for those days when you're feeling a little stressed. Do you know what the origin of the name is? In York? Do you know?
I
What?
have no.
No,
I thought you would know. I have no
no,
idea.
I don't.
Uh, I'm gonna send a message on her one of her like upcoming
She's
videos
not
and
on
say, hey,
Twitter, is she?
she's not on Twitter, but I want to let her
Yeah.
know that me personally enjoyed
Oh,
her channel, and
so
that
sorry, Ray. I was going to.
go
Sorry,
ahead.
mate. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go on.
Oh, no, you go ahead. You say I'm
No,
gonna
well,
switch to
I'm
another
just looking,
video.
and it looks like she might be a voiceover artist.
Oh, interesting.
Well, I'm gonna show you something else she has. So she does have another channel. It calls
Hmm.
Linda Says Things, in which I
Ah,
checked it out. She was also right here giving. She did a video about when you get laid off from a job, what to do and what to expect when you get laid off when you work for a company. I thought that was a awesome video that she was giving advice on what do people
yeah.
do because in the industry people are, right here I got my identity stolen from unemployment fraud. She
Mm.
gives advice. She gives advice on cooking. This is one, and then when you some other cool stuff on here, but let's see.
I think she
Went
does. I
back.
think she's maybe a voiceover artist.
Ah,
Interestingly, fake funeral first take in Yolk voiceover. Welcome to Elk gameplay. Yeah. Well, we'll need to find out. But as you've said, she's not on Twitter. I do have the YouTube address up on screen so you guys can see it. But we'll have it down in description after, sure. So you can always get to it that way.
yeah, and I'm gonna put it in right now. So some of you guys don't forget, please go subscribe because she's got about 46 subscribers.
Oh,
So I'm going to do that right now.
Yeah. Also, leave a comment on one of her videos that she was praised on the Rokk
yes.
Show.
Yes, by young Ray.
Exactly. Thank,
Super legend Ray. Brilliant stuff. Thank you, Ray.
there you guys
Another
go. Boom in the chat.
well deserved round of applause. Woohoo!
Yeah. And thank you, Dre. Thank you, the birthday boy Dre, for pointing that out. I thought that was pretty
Yes.
cool.
Yeah,
Hell
he
yeah.
was.
And
He was.
I
He was.
do have people
Sorry, Ray.
that come in my streams. Do you know this person? Do you know this person? So I will be checking out their streams and giving them praise. So thank you.
Yeah. No, it's nice, isn't it? And Dre was doing a Dre's praise in a sense because he was trying to
Yes.
drum up a little bit of support for her. So that's nice. It's a lovely fella. What a lovely thought and a lovely thing to do from both him and you, Ray. Well done, my friend. Thank you. Now, what does this mean? Did Wilson ever leave that comment on the stream he missed, SPG?
No, he did not. So, Wilson, you know what you're supposed to do. You know what you're supposed to do.
Can you share this, or is it a bit of a route like you guys get up to such shenanigans?
Oh yeah,
what do you mean, you guys?
I'm busting.
I don't know nothing about it. I have no
clue what you're
talking about.
I'm busting his balls just a little bit because I did a I forget what stream it was, but I did a stream. David said all week he wanted to see it. He wanted to see this game. And I streamed it, and he was nowhere to be found. And then later he said, oh, you did stream it. Okay, I'll go watch it. I said, hey, just leave a comment. And then 2 days later, I said, hey, I'm still waiting on that comment, mate. And still don't have it, Rudy. I don't.
You can't depend on the youth, mate. This is the truth. No youth truth. Ants asked me, have I played Forspoken yet? Not yet, mate. I've still got Ragnarok. My microphone's out. I've still got Ragnarok, and I've hardly got into it, and then Dismantle came along, and I've loved that.
God. You know what? I think Brock already praised your video, Vet.
Is he moaning again?
He says, Ray, where's my praise? My latest video post deserves praise.
We love you, Ray, and Ray, but that goes without saying. But that don't mean you deserve no praise, brother.
I am waiting for the price of Forspoken to go down.
Yeah.
That's just me. I just don't feel paying $70. I'm gonna wait till the price go down, and I will get it. And
I like the look of it, but I agree with you, Ray. I think it's I'm going to probably rent it in truth because it's like a one-off play. So I'm going to but I'm struggling. Look, guys, can I confide something in you?
Go for it.
We're friends. We've been friends for a long time now. I'm not feeling Ragnarok. I'm not feeling it. I wonder if it's because I actually feel like it's a cheap version of the first one. It's not happening for me, and I don't know what to do. I'm getting a bit. Everybody loved it. It's one game of the year, and Matey did the longest ever speech in history and all that. And I'm like,
so did the new cars smell wear off really quickly?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm a bit funny with hype, I have to say. If something's been really hyped, I tend to go in almost wanting not to like it, but I'm aware of that, so I try desperately to avoid that. But I kind of went in, and I loved the last one, and I thought, it's got that annoying freaking kid in it again with his ugly kid and his voice. And, Dad. Boy. And it's like this, where's the same story so far? What's going on? And actually, I feel like the animation of the combat's not as good as the last one. It just doesn't. I know. I'm in a world of my own, Ray. I know it, but I'm desperate. I will play it, and I mean I am playing it, and I will finish it, but I'm not getting. I'm loving Dismantle more.
Rokk,
and it's like
Rokk, what's wrong with you, Rokk? It was game of the year, Rokk.
Well, Rokk,
I know.
Nothing wrong with putting it away until you're actually ready to play it too.
But I've rented it, so I've got to.
Oh, you can't! Shit!
No, I've got to play it. I could send it back and buy it, but I'll play. Look, I've been here before with games, and then I've just I've played it for a couple of weeks, and I've gone, it's one of the best games I've ever played. I've done that before.
Hold on, Rokk, you're getting kind of beat up by the PlayStation guys in here. Well, everybody has the right to their opinion. Doesn't mean it might not be right to you, but that's just how he feels.
I'm just feeling a bit.
Yeah. I mean,
don't get me wrong, it's a good game, and there's no question PlayStation do the best exclusives, and Xbox say the same thing.
They're already seeing High Five Rush is like a game of the year. You guys stop saying that. I like the game. I think the game is beautiful, But then, come on, get the hell out of here.
But you need to be prepared for more of the same usually when it comes from a sequel anyway. Usually.
We got some bangers coming up.
You're right. We got Hogwarts. See, I felt the same way about Horizon Way Out West with Stan and Ollie as well, William. I mean, I was looking forward to the forget your pranks and didn't happen. No, I felt the same with that one. I felt it wasn't as good as the first one, and yet it's had universal praise and everybody loves it. That's just the way it is. I think nothing can God of Rock. Nothing can surpass the first experience, can it? We'd said about this earlier. Playing that reboot of God of War was like, oh my God, this is one of the best games ever made. And the same with Last of Us. And then they brought the remake and the remaster and then the da-da-da-da-da-da. And nothing surpasses that first experience. Horizon, for Horizon Zero Dawn still is one of my favorite games of all time, with an amazing story and a banging end. Next one on, where do you go with it? Your story you've concluded it. It's always going to be like that, isn't it? Let's be honest. It's good. I mean, it's excellent, but it ain't. I'm not feeling it the same way as Rudigs and Ant, and I don't know what to say.
Except, boy,
it is
God of Rock.
It is on my list of games to play. I gotta play it because I did love the last God of Rock. So definitely gonna play
God of Rock.
God of Rock.
The last God of Rock.
Did I see that? Oh,
you did.
God.
Yeah, you did. You did, bro. Hey, that's all right. Tell him how you say pinata.
Oh, you know what? I got your piñata right here.
Yeah, Ray was streaming and he goes, "Yeah, the kids were swinging a stick, hitting the piñata." I was like, "What the hell is that?"
It was my lovely goddaughter's daughter turned 3 and had all these little 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds, and they're hitting up.
Yeah, I thought he was ordering an empanada.
Were they knocking the crap out of each other with a stick? That's what makes it fun.
I will say one mother got hit in the boob. Okay, got hit right in her left boob. Man, the kid, it was a wiffle ball bat too, and he just went whack.
Wow!
She was like, "Oh!"
There's a pizza too.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched the kids. There's pizza on the table, and I'm watching. Oh, look at the little kid. He's gonna get a pizza slice, and he goes.
Oh no! Look at this rock trash.
I think it needs a new topping.
Yeah. With a cherry on top.
I thought there was pepperoni on there. There's sausage on here. There's one sausage.
It's definitely spicy.
Oh dear, guys! I think I better go and play some Ragnarok and come back next week, and I'll be like,
change your mind.
It's the most amazing game I've ever played.
I've seen the light, boys.
Yeah, William, what have you got coming up in the coming days, my friend?
Oh man, I just completed Mafia 1 remake, so I believe tomorrow at 12 p.m. CST, I'm going to be checking out Mafia 2 remake, at least one stream of that. And then Friday, you're invited as well, Rock. We're going to do another community stream of Among Us. We would love to get you in.
I've got a really legit excuse for this Friday. It's true. I'm actually going to be on the Renaissance Men podcast, but more of that when we get to me. Wow, because you've always got so many little shows on. There was Mothership. What about Mothership? Have you got another Mothership?
Yeah, not this Thursday, but the following Thursday, we're going to have another Mothership where we discuss UFO and alien encounters.
Love all that.
Yeah, there's way so many stories that you can't get it all done in one.
Please watch The Last of Us.
Did you see yesterday?
Oh my!
Thursday.
Wow.
Yes, listen, Thursday.
Me too, Ray. Me too.
I'm not crying. I'm not crying.
Oh, mate.
I do another show with Suave where we do Man Cave. And this Thursday on his channel, The Climax, we're going to be discussing the first 3 episodes of The Last of Us. And that last episode was amazing. I've never seen a show, no spoilers, but I've never seen a show that took 2 characters that don't matter at all to the whole story and flesh them out and make you care when they're in I can't even say the word. they're not relevant.
Probably one of the best episodes of a show.
My wife was balling.
I ever
Yeah.
and stay and watch the making behind.
That was an award-winning episode.
And that actor is a comedian. He is not even like
the
guy
which one?
with the big beard.
Really?
Bill,
Yeah.
the guy who played Bill.
Wow,
He's actually a funny guy. He's not.
Is he?
Yeah.
Because I thought it was the guy from Blackbird on Apple, which if you have, I know you guys haven't seen it, but that's an amazing TV drama. Let's face it, it's on Apple TV. Who's seen it other than me?
Yeah.
And I think that one of the actors is from the UK too.
Oh, I tell you what, Ray, when you've got, when you're on Amazon Prime, you can go up and have a look on the thing that shows you all the...
Yeah.
I never see recently the amount of shows that I've gone, I recognize that guy. It's an American show and they're British. Or if they're not British, they're Australian. And I can't work it. It's got to be something to do with union fees and something. I mean, it can't be anything else. It's not like we've got a monopoly on good actors. It must be more.
No,
it must be financial.
No, you guys got a monopoly on good actors.
I didn't want to go there, Ray, but I take it from you, mate.
I mean,
But you're right. That I'm really glad you brought that up because I meant to. I was with you, Ray. That for me, it was more moving than the first episode. Wasn't it?
Right. There's I haven't seen a show that made me that like
it's just
emotional.
You actually cared about their journey in a matter of 40 minutes. You literally cared where they ended up, what happened to them, and it was poignant, even though it had nothing to do with the story.
No.
Cowboy says this was my least favorite episode.
I know
why.
Yeah,
because he's a sociopath. We know that.
Well,
I know.
That's one word. Yes.
It's because he's a sociopath. He doesn't have emotions.
Everyone has the right to their opinion.
Yeah, if it had had wrestling in it, he would have been good. He'd have been up with it then. If they'd have got a bit of wrestling down. Rokk will play Kratos in the. Oh, I'd love that. Yeah, I could shave. I'd shave my head and slap a red thing over the top and do it.
I actually did something like that.
Rokk,
Really?
the guy's name that played Bill is
Yeah.
Nick Offerman, and he's usually in funny roles.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. He has got a huge beard. You're right.
Yep.
Actor, writer, comedian, producer, and carpenter. Brilliant. Parks and Recreation. I knew I'd seen him in something
what I'm saying.
else.
He's a funny guy.
Yes.
But he knocked it out of the park with that acting. He should be
hold on.
He'll get an Oscar here eventually.
You got somebody in his feelings. You're giving people the wrong impression by reading the first few words.
Yeah, Rick Hombre, it's your fault. Read the whole thing.
Let me read it back. Rokk Show.
Shame.
The crazy thing is, The Last of Us is the best game I've played. So I'm so critical on the show, and this was my least favorite episode as far as stitching to the game. Well,
what changed?
It's not the game. Yeah, it's not the game.
It's not the game. And yes, you're right. They didn't. The characters. They did something. If you look behind, if you looked at the episode behind the scenes, you'll hear the directors and the producers and the writers. They'll tell you why they did what they did.
Like, let me give you an example. Okay, I watched The Walking Dead for years and years and years, and what I can say is that the writing is way better than that. It really is. At least in the first 3 episodes that I've seen. Not to knock The Walking Dead,
I agree.
But they had source material that they deviated from, and this has source material that it's deviating from. I think they're doing good.
I'm now up to episode 3 of the final season of Fear the Walking Dead, so I binge watched it. And the season 7's by far the best season of all of them, in my estimation. But it's nowhere near as good as The Last of Us. Yeah. And the reason I love The Last of Us is that what you have, for me, is you have the game story, you have the game arc, and it's running through. It's a thread, it's there. Mm-hmm. They rarely deviate from it, but what they do is they give a load of backstory and they embellish. So you end up learning a lot more about Joel and his other relationships and the people and what it was like to live in that period between when he met Ellie, whatever her name is, and all that. You know, and it's fleshing it out. They're taking it to much more detail than they could achieve because every single show is like an hour and a half long. Yeah. It's a movie length, and they're able to explore the whole kind of post-apocalyptic thing that they had to keep with the main characters in the game, and they couldn't do that other stuff.
One of my favorite things from the episode is he tries to have her avoid seeing something, and then she sees it, and then it cuts back to Bill's backstory, and it shows how that hole got filled without showing you every step of it. Just brilliant writing.
Lovely.
They're doing really, really well.
It's class. It's. I mean, we're only into January, but I cannot see how any other show is going to eclipse it in terms of.
I don't know, man. I mean, you can get me I'm like, oh my god, this.
I know.
And if you know the story of the game, you're in for some heartbreak. Yeah. Buckle up.
Yeah, and you're right. And you're right. It didn't. You're right, Anthony. It did not stick to the game. They didn't do the game. They flipped it. I agree.
No, they stuck to the game. They just added extra detail. They just put a few layers on the onion.
Right.
I think the only thing significantly changed from the game is that there's no spores. It's not airborne. You can't breathe.
No, they've had that as well.
Oh, they have?
Yeah. They went down into a basement and they went, oh, spores, and they quickly put their masks on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they've got all this. It's all in there. They've just added details. So if you've not played the game, if you've not played the game, you don't have to have played the game.
No, not at all. There's enough supposition and backstory in there to fill it all in for you.
Yeah,
including in this episode, how did it start? What's your thought? And he gives a whole explanation. It's cool.
She-Hulk season 2. Yeah, I can't wait for She-Hulk. I'm getting worried because my son's been binging on this show called Breaking Bad, and he keeps that. How much is an RV? And what does it take to be a chemist? And I'm like, boy, I will knock you out, man, because you know what Bad Breaking's about. They're making meth in an RV, and then they're doing all. I'm like, he loves that show. He loves Better Call Saul. He loves the
Saul.
Sal's
his second wife.
Yeah. Tell him to become an actor, Ray. That way he can do it all.
Better Call Saul's amazing.
It is.
I love that series.
We got a bunch of these guys out here in California. There's a whole bunch of them.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
It's that kind of a thing, seriously.
Oh, yeah.
There's meth cooks all over.
See, Ant says that, people saying this is the episode that's changed the most. No, it's just a different story, and it's encapsulated in one episode. The game is still there. It's at the beginning. It runs through. It's just to the side of it. Skip the episode.
Bill's husband, lover, whatever you want to call it.
Spoiler.
Yeah, spoiler.
Oh, my God.
That is a spoiler.
For the game, it's a spoiler. Is when you reach Bill, his partner has long been dead.
Oh, so I didn't know Bill's in the game.
Yes, Bill's in the game.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
So
that's
there you
what
go.
I think Ant is saying. That's
adding backstory. Fantastic.
Yeah,
I get it.
When they played that, I was like, wait a minute, what are they doing with the story? And then as you start watching, you're like, oh my God.
They did an amazing job.
Oh my God.
My hat off to them. My hat off to them.
And Nick Offerman, he deserves an Emmy or, he can't get an Oscar for this. It's not a movie.
Who he?
Nick Offerman, the guy from Parks and Rec.
Yes.
Oh, that's the guy it's the guy we just talked.
Yeah.
I'd give them the both.
Oh yeah.
I hear what you're saying, man. I understand what you're saying.
Both gentlemen did an excellent job. Yeah, but you know what? SPG, if I saw you fall in a hole, I would have went, sorry.
You're telling me we wouldn't have shared a bed, Ray? Shame on you. I'm a good man.
SPG in the hole.
I don't want, dude. I
fell in.
I would have killed you, man, because,
I'm with you, Ant. I hear what you're saying.
I probably would have ate you, too.
Yeah.
I probably would have ate you.
My ass is tasty. I'm just
saying. Probably would have cooked you,
Go on, you can't. You're going to get me taken off air. What the hell?
How am I going to survive? I need meat. I would have got you covered.
That's what he said. Guys, shall we bid adieu to our... Oh, hang on. No.
No, you
we haven't
have to
found out
finish
what
that.
Ray's doing. Ray, what you doing, brother?
What are you doing, Rokk?
I think I'm gonna do some another
Streaming?
thing of streaming of Watchdog Legions, but this time I'm gonna try it out on Luna, Amazon Luna. So hopefully my cloud save from GeForce will go over to Luna. It should. It's up in the cloud, so we'll see.
It will. It will.
So
do you get all the kind of ray tracing and stuff with Luna, or is that not?
Hell no. That's two different like graphics or whatever. It looks amazing on GeForce, but it still plays really great on Luna in 1080p.
Exactly, Jem. I think that's Ant's point. Right. Any more, Ray, in your all streams coming up? Anything else you want to discuss? Disgusting. Either of you guys lined up for Rock Players this Thursday?
Oh yes, I believe I'm joining.
Hit me up. I do got some stuff going on this week, but just hit me up. I should be on the panel.
Cool. Wonderful, guys.
Shout out to Bjorn and Holtz.
Bjorn, Bjorn as Ant calls it, which is a sweet thing. So Friday. So all the normal stuff, rock around the clocks, Rock Players on Thursday. I'm hoping my brothers will join us. It'll be great fun. And then on Friday, I'm guesting on Renaissance Men with Stuart and Jimmy, which will be fun. They're good guys. If you, they don't get a huge audience, to be fair, but they deserve it because the show's so funny. Last week they were talked about a guy, they were the same fella that said his superpower was Russia. They also said, "What's the strangest thing you've ever eaten?" And he said, "Gorilla." Apparently, and it's true, apparently he was with his squad somewhere out in Africa, and they thought it would be fun to shoot and eat a gorilla. So all this kind of stuff, you don't get this on any other show. You wouldn't get it on my shows. So I'm going to be on there bringing culture to their dietary issues. It's none of the two presenters, though. Somebody's workmate. So there you go. Anyway, lots going on. Drugs are bad. You tell them, Ray. Absolutely, my friend. Whatever the context,
I'm
I agree.
mispronouncing all the words, man. I've been messing up. So, kids, stay off the drug. No, let me stop.
Yeah, just say no. That was the song. That was the hit in the UK. Just Say No from Grange Hill Cast. There you go, for all you oldies, you remember that one? Right, I wonder if it ends when I press the button, because it didn't start.
I don't know what's going to happen.
We shall see. Thank you, chat, as always. Amazing. Another episode in the can. I uploaded last week's 2 audio podcasts as well, so you can get us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. What's Ray showing off here? What you got there, Ray?
Couple of controllers.
My Xbox and my PS5 controller.
Wow. Are they doing the ebony and ivory thing there? They've got the right colours.
Ebony and ivory met together in perfect
harmony.
Oh my
side
God.
by side on my piano. No, look, because one of them was black and one of them was white, and you were they were hugging and
Paul McCartney and
Stevie
Wonder. That's
Stevie
right.
Windrush. Did he just say McCartney?
He did.
Did he?
I thought he was going to say Epanada again.
Steve Paul McCartney and Stevie Windrush. I'm sure he did.
No, I didn't. Stop putting words in my mouth.
We would never put
right ones
anything
out.
in your mouth, my friend. Oh dear, let's get the hell out of here. Say goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Take care.